Good morning, class 8. Today we will be doing the drainage system. We know in India there are a large number of rivers. The Great Northern Plain have been built by the three major rivers, that is Indus and the Brahmaputra. The rivers are divided into two categories according to its origin. Like the northern rivers, as they start from the Himalaya, and they get water from the snows, so they are known as Himalayan rivers. Whereas the rivers that are flowing in the south, they do not get snow or water, they are dependent on rain, so they are known as perennial rivers. Now, the northern rivers or the Himalayan rivers, like Ganga and Indus, Brahmaputra, all the three rivers, they start from the snow-capped Himalaya. Each of these rivers have their tributaries and distributaries, which makes them a very distinct river system. Indus is about 2,900 km long, which rises from Tibet and here, and then it comes into Jammu Kashmir, and a part of Punjab is been have drains through Jammu Kashmir, Punjab, and then it enters into Pakistan, and from there it moving from Pakistan, it comes closer to Karachi, and then it goes into Arabian Sea. The Satluj, Beas, Ravi, Chenab and Jhelum are the five tributaries of this river. So this river was known as Panchanadi. And we know Punjab is known for the Doab portion of the five rivers. But unfortunately, after independence, four of the rivers is not at all a part of India now. Only some part of India are flowing through India, and again it is going to Pakistan. Next comes the Ganga. The Ganga, which is about 25,010 km long, it flows through four states, starting from here. You can see Ganga written here. From Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, it enters into the Bay of Bengal. From Uttarakhand, it starts from Gangotri. Gangotri is the glacier which is the source of Ganga. That means Gangotri glacier melts and river Ganga is becoming. When it is coming down, different tributaries comes and join it and makes the Ganga a big river. So when the Ganga is flowing in the middle, there are tributaries which are coming from the left side and from the right side. So its left bank tributaries that rises into the glacier of Himalayas, the Ramganga, the Gomti, the Ghanghar, Gandhak and Kosi are the left side tributaries. You can see here Ganga, Gandhak, Koshi, so they are the left tributaries of Ganga. Now the right bank tributaries which come and join the Ganga and forms a peninsular region in the southern part of it are the Chambal, Betwa and Son. And there are only one right bank tributary, that is Yamuna. That river also rises from, like Gangotri, it rises from Yamunotri, the glacier which is from the Himalayas. And then afterwards Yamuna comes and joins with Ganga. Brahmaputra. Now this is the two rivers that is flowing in this part of the northern part of India. The other river, that is Brahmaputra, which is flowing over Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, and then again into Bangladesh, and it joins Ganga. This river also starts from Tibet in the Himalayan range and near the Manas Sarovar lake, that is eastwards in the Tibet. In Tibet, this river is known as Tsangpo. Before entering Arunachal Pradesh, it is known by this name. Some important tributaries of Brahmaputra are the Tista. You have heard about the river Tista, Bareilly, Torsha, Banseri. These are the tributaries of Brahmaputra. Like Ganga have many tributaries, Brahmaputra do have some tributaries in its right side. The Budi Dhinga and the Sang, Kapili and the Dhansari, it joined this Brahmaputra river from the left side. The upper course of the Brahmaputra lies in the Assam region here, and it joins with Ganga. Both of them, along with Ganga and Padma, it flow into the Bay of Bengal, giving a fertile land, making the biggest delta of the world. Next comes the southern river. Now, as the northern rivers are fed by glaciers, the southern rivers are not fed by glaciers. Why? Because these rivers like Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Narmada and Tapi are classified according to the flowing. Some are known as east flowing and some are known as west flowing. Now, west flowing rivers are the one that flows into the Western Ghat and go and meet in the Arabian Sea. Those are Narmada and Tapi. Now, Narmada is the largest river in the west flowing river of the peninsula system. This river, now here comes Narmada. See, here it is Narmada and Tapi. Now, this river, Narmada, it rises from the Amarkantak plateau and flows between these two ranges, Satpura and Vindhyas range, and it itself go and meet in the Gulf of Khambata near Bhuj, Gujarat, into the Arabian Sea. Whereas Tapi, it starts from the hills of Madhya Pradesh. You can see Madhya Pradesh here. Madhya Pradesh flows south of the Satpura range. Here it is flowing south of the Satpura range, and then it also brings into the Arabian Sea near Surat. Here you see Tapi, and here you see Gulf of Khambata is there, and Narmada is flowing into the Arabian Sea. Both the rivers, Narmada and Tapi, they don't form a delta over here. There are reasons for that, as there is coastal flows, and it is also narrow. Next, narrow valley between the Satpuras and the Vindhyas, and also it is not flowing for a long distance. Now, east flowing rivers that flows east side of the plateau region and they go and join the Bay of Bengal are Mahanadi. Here you see Mahanadi, Krishna, Godavari, Kaveri. Okay. Godavari is the longest river in this peninsular plateau of India, and it is also known as the Godavari. You see Godavari is flowing. It is also known as the Ganga of South. It reaches the Nasik district through the states of Maharashtra. From here it reaches Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, before draining it into the Bay of Bengal. From here it starts, it go from this side and come and joins the Bay of Bengal. Mahanadi, which also starts from Madhya Pradesh, you can see Mahanadi here, comes and joins to the Bay of Bengal near Orissa coast. It is also starting from Madhya Pradesh and it flows through the Orissa and then it enters into the Bay of Bengal, and here it makes a small delta. Next comes Krishna. You can see the river Krishna here near Andhra Pradesh. It is starting from Mahabaleshwar, that is in the Western Ghat, and flows through Maharashtra, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. The Bhim and the Koyana and the Tungabhadra are the main tributaries of this river. The Kaveri that rises in the western Ghat. Look, Kaveri, it starts from the western Ghat and it flows from the hills of Brahmagiri and it flows into the through Karnataka and Tamil Nadu and then it drains into Bay of Bengal. Next comes the Kaveri, Western Ghat and flows through Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, draining into Bay of Bengal. Above, after mentioning these rivers, there are rivers like Penar, Palar, Vigai, which flow eastwards in the Bay of Bengal, and west flowing is Sabarmati, Mandovi, Periyar rivers in the Arabian Sea. Periyar is flowing here, Kerala. Penar also in this side of the water. Okay. Now some differences about the northern river and southern river. Northern river are long, slope moving. Southern rivers are shorter and fast moving. Northern rivers are snow fed and southern rivers are rain fed. Northern rivers are used for navigation. Southern rivers are not navigable as it flows over the rocky areas. Northern rivers more suitable for irrigation, whereas the southern rivers is not much suitable for irrigation. Chapter completed.